Hello there, my name is Lauren Kelleher and I am a social studies teacher in Maryland, and I want to share with you my plan for a digital innovation project that I like to call Flip This Classroom, Breaking Down Classroom Walls One at a Time. Students will use Flipgrid to communicate, collaborate, and showcase their own learning while also learning from classmates in their own classroom and school. Students will also develop a stronger cultural awareness and deepen their understanding by pairing with a GridPals classroom from Latin America. Overall, Flip This Classroom will help to bridge the collaboration gap between peers and help bring students places they have never been before. The target audience will be 6th grade middle school students, and Flip This Classroom will start off at the beginning of the school year and reach between 130 to 150 students. Flip This Classroom will be incorporated into our World Cultures and Geography of the Western Hemisphere curriculum. According to McLeod and Sharesky, there are 4 large shifts that allow for students to reach a deeper learning. These 4 big shifts are higher level thinking, authentic work, student agency, and technology integration. When Flip This Classroom is implemented, each of these 4 big shifts will be addressed in various ways to provide students with ongoing deeper learning opportunities. If we want our students to think at a higher level, we need to provide them with the opportunities to practice doing so in meaningful ways. Partaking in collaborative conversations and problem solving while communicating with their in-class pals and while corresponding with their grid pals, students will be able to develop solutions and analyze events on a global scale. Students are far more engaged when they are working for a purpose they can relate to and understand. In Flip This Classroom, students will participate and practice digital communication skills when interacting, practice their language learning, build cultural awareness and understanding while planning and preparing for their end-of-the-year cultural fair. Students will have complete agency when they conduct their research and create their final products for their end-of-the-year cultural fair. Flipgrid and GridPals will be utilized during the planning and creation process. 21st century learners need to be equipped with 21st century skills. Preparing students to effectively use communication tools to collaborate, like Flipgrid, will provide them the practice they need to become digital producers and consumers now and in the future. Flip This Classroom aligns well with the SAM-R technology integration model. The goal is to move along the SAM-R model to make it to the transformation stage. Flip This Classroom, when done well, will fall in between the modification and redefinition stages. The main goals of Flip This Classroom are to build up our students' capacity for digital citizenship, provide opportunities for students to become globally connected and collaborative, to practice their skills in the new language that they are being introduced to, and also creating a culminating product about what makes them unique. Flip This Classroom supports speaking and listening standards. Students need to be able to converse with peers and discuss current events and problem solve effectively. Students need to interpret information presented in digital and different media formats to create products of their own. Flip This Classroom also supports many of the ISTE standards, many of which are related to global collaboration. Students will provide and be given feedback throughout the cultural fair planning process, use digital tools like Flipgrid to collaborate, and share experiences and tasks with peers of diverse backgrounds. Flip This Classroom would ideally be a year-long project that is introduced near the beginning of the year. Students would be required to interact with their Grid Pals weekly and communicate using Flipgrid on a weekly basis with their in-class peers to provide project updates and feedback. Some of the learning activities would be an educator introduction to Flipgrid, a student-led creation of Flipgrid ground rules while thinking about digital citizenship, a personal introduction video to their peers, and then, once matched with the Grid Pals classroom, an introduction video to their new Latin American pals. After Flip This Classroom is well underway, students will begin sharing current events, practicing their new language with intention, and begin the process of planning and preparing for the end of this year cultural fair. Students will have complete choice in how they showcase their products. A few possible examples could be a food tasting, a musical performance, a mural they've created, or a speech they've written. The possibilities are endless. For Flip This Classroom to be successful, we need a classroom set of Chromebooks, internet access, a GridPals partnership classroom to collaborate with, and art supplies for some of the products. All of these are attainable and available on a consistent basis at our school. I've included a 4-page infographic about Flip This Classroom for further reference. It contains information about how this project relates to the 4 C's, and how you can manage this in small steps. Thanks so much, and I hope that you too flip this classroom.